Good morning. It's good to see everyone. Hello, my friends. And today is a special week for us as mothers because of Mother's Day coming up. And we've all been working so hard. So I really want to offer this day as a day to practice showering ourselves with appreciation. Really cultivating a spirit of appreciation for ourselves and all that we've been doing as mothers, especially during this time. So with that in mind, finding a comfortable position for the body, a position that's upright, and then relaxing along that upright position. So kind of like lengthening through the bones and then allowing the muscles to soften around the bones. And beginning to journey inward more fully, either casting the eyes downward or closing the eyes to invite the awareness inward. And setting the intention to practice for the benefit and good of all. For the benefit and good of all mothers, for the benefit and good of all children, for the benefit and good of all living things everywhere. And also allowing ourselves to bring with us a spirit of care and kindness as we journey inward. And just taking a few moments to be present with what's there, just relaxing into a spacious presence. Just allowing yourself to notice the waves of experience that arise as you relax into the ocean of spaciousness and awareness itself. Whatever wave of experience arises, practice greeting it with these words. Ah, this too I include. Ah, this too I include. Just noticing what's moving into foreground for your awareness. And just practice turning towards that which arises, bowing to it, and including it in your sphere of compassionate awareness. And beginning to transition out of this, allowing emerging experiences to come forward. And now we're going to invite a part of us forward. So see if you might be willing to invite the mother in you forward, the one who has been mothering her children and taking care, whether your children are very young or adults now, just taking a moment to bow to the mother within you. And just taking a moment to see if you can shine some compassion on her for all she's been through, especially recently. And see if you might be willing to thank her for her service. And all of the very hard and loving and dedicated work she's been doing. And just notice how the one within you who's been mothering your children, notice how she responds to this acknowledgement from you. And just take a moment to see. You can ask her if there's anything she's needing or wanting from you. And let her know you hear her, you understand what she's wanting and needing. Kind of some reflective listening or active listening back. So you can help her feel seen, heard, and understood. And then see if you can let her know whether or not you're able to and willing to offer this to her. And then just take a moment and see if there's anything else that would like to be exchanged between you and the one who's been mothering your children. And just let her know that this relationship will continue on within you, even as we shift our attention. And she can call out for support anytime she needs to. And then beginning to shift the awareness to the breath. Feeling free to bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand to the heart if you'd like that guidance from the hands. And exhale fully, press the belly in, exiting the air out through the nostrils. Inhale slowly, expand the belly, the rib cage, the collarbones rise. And exhale, collarbones lower, chest lowers, belly deflates. Deep breath in. And a long, slow, controlled exhalation. And as you inhale, feel free to engage Mula Bandha, root lock, drawing muscles of the perineum up and in. And as you exhale, you can slowly relax like you're drawing the elevator down 4 or 5 floors. So on the in-breath, slowly engaging up. And on the out-breath, from the top floor down, slowly beginning to disengage. Continuing at your own pace. And some people like to engage on the out-breath and release on the in-breath. So if that makes more sense to you, that's great. Just see what works best for you. Either way, see if you might welcome in the sacred organs into the practice, into the breathing practice. And after the next long, slow exhalation, you can return the breath back to normal. And unite the palms together in front of the heart. Or place the hands on the heart. This could become our new greeting, bringing back the namaste instead of the handshake. So just feeling that for each other, this bow, this gesture of seeing one another. Namaste meaning the light in me sees or bows to the light in you. And then feeling free to bow the head humbly down, allowing the head to bow down to the openness of the heart. And just taking a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate that divine spark of life and light that rests deep within you. And taking a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate that divine spark of life and light that rests within your children. See that light within them and bow to it. And taking a moment to acknowledge and to celebrate that divine spark of life and light that rests within all beings everywhere, without exception. No matter how clouded in darkness or ignorance or despair, that light is still there within all living things. Great. And then you can release the hands down onto the knees. I'm just going to scoot back here a little bit so you can see me better. So, bringing the hands onto the knees, either sitting cross-legged or on the heels, either way. And then begin to round the back, pressing the belly button towards the spine, hunching the back. And then the elbows can fan out to the sides and the shoulders can shrug up towards the ears. I like to even grip the insides of my knees a little bit, kind of pressing against the insides of the knees. Good. And then we're going to lift the head, neck, and chest, arching up and back, sliding the hands to the hips, to the crease in the thigh where the thigh meets the hips. Lifting head, neck, and chest. And just opening our hearts to ourselves and all that we've been doing as mothers, all of the demands that we've been facing, the increased demands, needing to mother in isolation, needing to homeschool our children, and then just allow the arms to float up and out. Lift the chest, maybe the chin will lift just a little bit. Opening up, opening the arms and the heart. And then just shower some appreciation on yourself. Just let the fingers kind of trickle down, showering some appreciation on yourself as a mother and all you've been doing for your children and your families. Good, and bring the hands to the knees once again, round the back, tuck the chin. Pressing the hands into the knees a little bit, fanning the elbows out. Good. And then rock the hips forward, slide the hands along the thighs. Lift the chest up, and then the hands and arms float up. Inhale here, showering the hands down as you begin to exhale, round the back, hands to the knees, opening the back body. Inhale, rock the hips forward, lift the arms up, float the hands up. Opening your heart to yourself and all you've been doing for your family. Exhale, showering yourself with that loving energy. Hands to the knees, round the back. And inhale, lifting the arms up, rocking the hips forward, opening your heart to yourself and all you've been doing for your family. And continue to shower yourself with loving energy on the exhalation as you round back. And on the in-breath, just opening your heart to yourself in loving acknowledgement and all you've been doing, continuing at your own pace. If you're sitting on your heels instead of cross-legged, on the in-breath, you might consider lifting the buttocks away from the heels into a little bit more of an upraised back bend. Good. Really opening up your heart to yourself in loving appreciation of all you've been doing. All you've been doing for your children, even though it hasn't been perfect. We're perfectly imperfect mothers. Your children need us to be perfectly imperfect. Opening up to the good enough mother that you are. Celebrating all you've been doing out of your love and care for your family. Good. In this last round, see if you might even let the fingertips touch your head and your arms and your belly and your legs. Just showering yourself with that loving presence. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, that was sweet to witness. Then you can bring the hands onto the earth, coming onto all fours. And just walk the hands a little bit further in front of the shoulders on the floor. So hands first under the shoulders, and then the hands can walk a little bit forward from there. And then we're going to melt the hips forward, lifting the head, neck, and chest. Either keep the knees down, or you can lift the knees up. Rotate the eye of the elbows forward. Opening your heart to yourself, take a deep breath in. And exhale, press back either into child's pose or downward facing dog as you shower yourself with loving appreciation. Inhale, come forward and up towards upward dog, either modified with knees down or knees raised. And exhale, press back into child's pose or downward facing dog. And continue at your own pace on the in-breath, opening up to loving appreciation for yourself. And on the exhalation, showering yourself with that appreciation. Creating a culture of appreciation internally. That can be like a platform that you jump off of and practice appreciating those around you and your family. But it so helps to begin by appreciating ourselves. Doing this hard work of mothering often goes unnoticed and underappreciated by those around us. So we really need to acknowledge the hard work we've been doing. Good. So after the next full round, you can pause and just rest in child's pose or downward dog. Just taking a moment. Just taking a moment to feel the support of Mother Earth supporting you as a mother of your children. And feeling the camaraderie of our connection with each other, those of us who are practicing together this morning, that we're not alone, that we have each other. And feeling ourselves tapping into the camaraderie and support of all mothers everywhere. All of us doing the best we can with what we've got. Take a nice deep breath in. Allow for a nice sigh through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. And a nice sigh through the mouth. Deep breath in. And a nice sigh. Good. From here, if you're in child's pose, you can bring the arms alongside the legs and lift the torso up. If you're in downward dog, you can walk the feet forward towards the hands and come up to standing from there. And then taking our courageous steps forward towards the front of the mat. And just taking a moment to draw the awareness from the head down into the body, Into the belly, taking a moment to celebrate the womb, the creative center, whether you birthed your babies or you adopted your babies. Just taking a moment to honor the womb. And then drawing the energy down the legs, down into the feet and beyond, deep into the earth, connecting deeply with the earth center, connecting with something so much greater than our small selves. The profundity of Mother Earth, her vitality, and then draw that vitality up through the feet, the legs, like a tree drawing nutrients from the earth up into itself, feeling the shoulders moving back and down, the chest and heart blossoming open with fullness of love and appreciation for yourself as a mother. And unite the palms together in front of the heart. Then extend the arms forward, up and back, opening the arms wide and taking a few deep breaths here, opening your heart for some appreciation for yourself. Just taking a few breaths here to celebrate yourself and all you've been holding as a mother. All the loving energy you have shined on your children from the day you found out you were pregnant or that you could adopt your child. And take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, hinge forward, bowing down, shining appreciation on yourself all the way down. And then feeling free to bend the knees for a nice, gentle, humble forward bend. First forward bend of the day. And just like a waterfall, letting the belly and the back just pour over the land of the legs. Just relaxing down and just practicing some surrender in the head that right now there's nothing to fix, nothing to solve, no problems for our children to try to figure out. Just allowing this to be an act of surrender, particularly surrendering the desire to fix anything in our lives or our children's lives. And then you can bend the knees, fingertips in line with the toes, and step the left leg far back, left knee raised or lowered down, lifting head, neck, and chest up, and taking a few deep breaths here. And you can squeeze, suction cup the feet up and drawing the inner thighs towards each other, drawing the perineum up and in. So we're drawing vitality from the earth up and into ourselves like a tree or a flower. Revitalizing, re-energizing, refueling ourselves because we give so much. It's so important to have these energetic practices that are refueling, drawing energy from Mother Earth and filling our own cup up. Take a nice deep breath in, refueling yourself, and exhale, right foot back into plank or downward dog, or hands and knees or child's pose. So always choosing what feels best for your body, honoring the body above the ego whenever possible. And you can always move between more active poses like plank pose and less active like downward dog or all fours. You can go back and forth. So we'll be here for a few moments, so feel free to rest whenever needed. And just taking a moment to appreciate all of the different ages and stages of your mothering. From when you first found out that you had conceived a child or were able to adopt a child, to your first months of being pregnant, and your first months of having the baby in your arms, and for some of you, several babies in your arms over the years. Bowing down to those toddler years, and to yourself as you parented children in elementary school.
And we're going to shift out of this pose now. So from here you can bend the knees and either slither down, which is a modification, just laying thighs, low belly, ribs, or from all fours, you can move through Ashtanga Pranam, hugging the elbows into the side body, lowering the chest between the thumbs, chin to the floor, and then inch forward from there. So the first way is more gentle, the second way more active. Then from here, tucking the chin, lifting head, neck, and chest, pressing the hands down and back slightly isometrically. So they're actually staying in one place, but we're pressing down and back to lift the chest and heart. And then just take a few deep breaths here, continuing to acknowledge yourself. Some of you parenting children in high school, parenting teenagers, just celebrating and acknowledging yourself as a parent of teens. Some of you parenting through college years, acknowledging yourself as a mother of children in college. And some of you parenting children who have graduated college and who are either back in the house or who have moved out of the house. Just acknowledging yourself as a mother of a young adult. Take a nice deep breath in to yourself as a mother. And exhale, lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. And just bowing down in loving appreciation of yourself as a mother across the ages and stages of your children's lives. And just see if you might be willing to send a silent message to yourself internally. Thank you for the beautiful, loving mothering you've been doing. Thank you for mothering these children so well. And just notice how your system responds to that acknowledgement. Good, and then you can look between the hands and step the left foot forward between the hands. Sometimes that's two-step process. Sometimes the foot comes halfway, so you can just lower the opposite knee down and take hold of the foot and guide it forward with the hands. See if the heel can be beneath the knee to protect the knee joint. And then lift the head, neck, and chest. And then once again, tapping the energy of Mother Earth. So tapping through the feet and the knee, drawing, suction cupping the energy up through the feet, up into the inner thighs, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, drawing the perineum up and in, drawing the energy up into the system, refueling, revitalizing. Good, making sure we're connected to something so much bigger than our small selves, so we can refuel ourselves and have more to give our children. Drawing up and in, take a nice deep breath in, lift the chest, lift through the heart, that's it. And exhale, right foot forward to meet the left foot, bowing the head down, tuning in. And just practice surrendering. Such an important part of mindful mothering is that serenity prayer. Universe or God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So here, practicing the serenity, the surrender of accepting the things I cannot change in my children or in their lives, and the wisdom to know the difference. So from here, extending the arms forward, lengthening through the low back, lifting the torso up, arching back, tapping down through the feet, tapping the earth energy, and then lengthening through the legs and spine and opening up to the fullness of our hearts and shining loving appreciation on ourselves as mothers for all of the loving, caring, hard work we do every day that often goes so unnoticed, but which is so important and so meaningful. And take a deep breath in and exhale, unite the palms together in front of the heart. And with the breath, exhale fully.
Inhale the arms forward, up and back. Good. And exhale, shower yourself with appreciation as you bow humbly down. Yes. Inhale, right foot back. Lift head, neck, and chest. Open your heart to appreciate yourself. And exhale, left foot back, downward dog or plank pose, bowing down, showering yourself with that appreciation. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lift the chest, open your heart to yourself. And exhale, left foot forward, showering yourself with appreciation. Inhale, arms forward, up and back, opening your heart wide to yourself. And exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale the arms forward, up and back, opening your heart. Yes, and exhale, bow down, showering yourself with appreciation for all you do. Inhale, left foot back, lift the heart wide. Exhale, right foot back, bowing down to yourself as a mother. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lift the chest, open the heart to yourself. Exhale, right foot forward, showering yourself with appreciation. Inhale, arms forward, up and back, opening to yourself. And exhale, palms to the heart. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up and back, opening your heart to yourself. And exhale, bow down, showering yourself with appreciation. Inhale, right foot back, cultivating a culture of internal appreciation. Exhale, left foot back, downward dog or plank pose, showering that appreciation on yourself actively. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, right foot forward, lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, left foot forward, bow the head. Inhale, the arms forward, up and back. And exhale, palms to the heart. And just pause here for a few breaths, feeling free to place the hands on the heart if you prefer. And just taking a moment to tune in to the warmth of the body, tune in to the pace of the breath, tune in to the beating of your own dear heart, reminding you how much you love, how strong and resilient your heart is, how much loving energy courses through your system, the energy of life. This life energy. Good. And continuing with some variations, exhale here. Inhale the arms forward, up and back, tapping into that appreciation. And exhale, bow down, showering it on yourself. Good. And you can pause here. And from here, we're going to move into balancing squat. So bend the knees, lower the buttocks down towards the heels. And some of you will need to keep the hands on the floor. It's perfectly fine. Others might begin to bring the hands to the thighs. It's helpful to have the eyes focused on one point instead of looking at me, maybe looking at something on the floor. And then some of you will begin to lift the head above the dome of the hips so that the spine is more erect now. And still others might lift the arms up, letting the arms float up, opening the arms wide, and then sprinkle the fingers a little bit, showering some appreciation on yourself, letting the fingers land on the head, crossing onto the arms, down onto the belly and legs. So once again, inhale, lift the arms up if this is available to you. It's a little hard in a balanced pose. And exhale, lower the hands onto the head, crossing the arms onto the belly and the legs. Lifting the arms up, tapping into a culture of appreciation inside yourself. And then you can shower yourself with this loving energy. Good, and maybe one more round. I know that it's probably getting more wobbly. This balancing act of motherhood is a dynamic process, never static. We come out of balance, we move into balance, and we fall out of balance again. So feel free to eventually lower the hands down and lift the hips up high and just wiggle the toes, thanking them for supporting you during that balance. Yeah, so the act of balancing life as a mother is like tuning a guitar. We tune the guitar and then it falls out of tune and we tune it again and again and again. So we don't beat the guitar up for not staying in tune. We know it requires continual retuning. And so too our motherhood and our work-life balance or our self-other balance requires continual refinement and fine-tuning. So bowing down to that. And then bend the knees, stepping the left foot far back, lifting head, neck, and chest. And then we're going to let the left knee be down on the floor, and we're going to press the hips back, straightening the right leg a little bit. It doesn't have to become all the way straight. Lifting the right toes up, melting the belly towards the right thigh. And it's okay if the right leg becomes straight, but we don't want to demand that. We don't want to force that to happen. So if it's happening, great. If not, just let the knee be slightly bent like mine. And then we can melt the belly towards the thigh, chest towards the knee, and then the heart is opening up, forward and up. Just opening up to an appreciation for yourself and all the different demands that have come your way, especially since the coronavirus lockdown. And take a nice deep breath in loving acknowledgement of all of the increased demands on you. And then exhale, bend the right knee and lift the head, neck, and chest. And maybe lift the left heel up. If that's too much, then just lower it down a little bit or all the way, your choice. Listening to the body's cues. And if it feels good, you can stay here, just exploring that stretch. So we're going to rock forward and back with the breath. So inhale here, opening your heart to yourself. And then exhale, rock back. Hips go back, straightening the right leg as much as you comfortably can, bowing down in loving appreciation. Inhale, rocking forward, maybe lifting the left foot up, opening your heart to appreciate yourself. And exhale, rock back, showering yourself in that appreciation. And continue at your own slow breathing pace. Good. And after the next full round, you can pause in the forward lunge. And then we're going to see if we can bring the hands to the right thigh, lifting the torso up. And then extend the arms up and back, floating the arms up and back. Taking a few deep breaths here. Might be a little wobbly, let that be okay. It helps to focus the eyes on one point. Just open your heart wings wide to appreciate yourself and all that you've been doing, all that you've been holding, all that you've been managing. And then sprinkle your fingers onto your head, crossing to your arms, onto your belly, and down the legs. And one more time. Deep breath in, lifting the arms up and back, appreciating yourself. And exhale, sprinkling the hands, showering yourself with that appreciation onto your belly, your legs and thighs. And then lower the hands all the way back down. Good. And then just let the head hang low for a moment of surrender. And integration. Just honoring the power of pausing, even just for a few brief moments to integrate. Good, and then lift the head, neck, and chest. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, right foot back into plank pose or downward dog, your choice. Inhale, come forward and up into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward and pause here. And again, sometimes it happens in 2 steps, so if the foot comes halfway, just gently guide it forward with the other hand. And then melting the hips, lifting head, neck, and chest. And then we're going to rock the hips back, pressing the buttocks back, straightening the left leg as much as you comfortably can, melting belly towards thigh, chest towards knee, heart comes forward and up. Good. That's it. And from here, we're going to lower the left foot down and rock the hips forward, lifting head, neck, and chest, lifting the right heel, if that's available to you. If not, just lower the foot back down, perfectly fine. Lifting the chest, taking a moment to acknowledge yourself as a mother, and really, really getting this. Like, if we had been asked 4 months ago if we could handle being a mom that's also homeschooling our kids and they wouldn't have any access to their friends, we'd all be like, nope, not me, not my kids. Really, really acknowledging yourself. You're doing this. Wow, I'm doing it. I'm making it through this. So take a nice deep breath and really acknowledging yourself here. And then exhale, press the buttocks back, lifting the left toes, bowing over the legs, showering yourself with appreciation. Inhale, rocking forward, opening the heart, maybe lifting the right foot up. And exhale, rocking back, showering yourself with appreciation and awe. And continue at your own slow breathing pace. You're doing the unthinkable, the unimaginable. You're doing it. Good, and after the next full round, you can pause. And from here, bringing the hands to the left thigh, lifting the chest up. Some of you will stay here, it's perfectly fine. Others might float the arms up, spread the fingers wide, opening the heart to yourself with this awe. It's like, how are you doing this? It's amazing what you're doing. Just shining that awe on yourself, like you are doing this. It's hard and it's not always pretty, but man, you are doing this. Taking a nice deep breath in and then exhale, showering that appreciation on yourself, touching your head, your arms, your belly, your legs. Beautiful, yes. Lifting the arms up, deep breath in, like, man, I am doing this. How am I doing this? And exhale, showering yourself with appreciation, your head, your arms, your belly, your legs, thanking yourself. Good. And then hands back down onto the earth. Bow the head humbly and just take a moment to integrate. To digest. And to receive the acknowledgement from the self, capital S self. To the mother within you, to the one who is mothering your children. Allowing the one within you who's the mother of your children to receive that acknowledgement from the self. From your deep, wise, compassionate self. Good, and then lift the head, neck, and chest. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, slowly step the back foot forward. We're in a deep stretch for a long time, so you might want to take a few steps like I am to bring it forward. The hip might be a little bit sticky there. And bend both knees, and this time we're just going to roll the back up to come up. Inhaling, shoulders forward and up. Exhaling, shoulders back and down. We're going to bring the hands onto the low back here. Squeezing shoulder blades towards each other, squeezing elbows towards each other, and lifting head, neck, and chest, arching into the back bend with the hand supporting the low back and spine, empowering the heart open. Good. And then from here, we can begin to lift the arms up and back, opening our hearts to ourselves and all we've been doing as mothers. Deep breath in. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart or hands on the heart, your choice. See what feels right. And just taking a moment to pause in loving appreciation of yourself. And from this culture of appreciation, also pausing to lovingly appreciate your children. And feeling that awe for them, like, wow, you are doing this. You're making it through this time. I never would have thought you could. You are doing it. And that awe, like, how are you doing this? How are you making it through this time? It's amazing. It's just taking a moment to feel that awe for your children. Good. And from this place of awe, we're going to bring the arms up, floating the arms up, splaying the fingers wide. We're going to move into Warrior Three pose. So we're going to ground into the right foot, and you can slide the left foot back a little bit at an angle behind you. And then for some of us, we're just going to tip forward a little bit from the hips and lift the foot a little bit. If that feels too wobbly, you can lower the left foot back down. If it feels okay, we can come forward a little more fully, and if that feels okay, we can move towards parallel. Pressing forward through the crown of the head and the fingers and back through the foot. In this Warrior Three pose, it's like, wow, I had no idea I had this resilience within me, and I had no idea my children could be so adaptable to this incredibly challenging environment for them. So lifting the arms up, lowering the foot down, and releasing the arms down. Good. Just taking a moment to reroot, recenter. Seeing with new eyes, like, wow, I'm really resilient. And wow, my kids are really resilient. It's not always pretty, but man, they are making it through this time, right? So ground into the right foot, and then the opposite movement, we're going to lift the knee up, the left knee up, and we're going to press the arms back. So this is the next movement in the flow. Some of us might even explore extending the left foot forward. If that's too much, just keep the knee bent. So this is the second position. So the first position, sending the left leg back, lifting the arms up, maybe coming forward a little bit or a lot. Warrior Three pose. And then lifting the torso up, arms go back, knee comes forward, and maybe foot comes forward too. Good. You can exhale into Warrior Three. And inhale, an upright position with the knee forward and maybe the foot forward, arms go back. And continue. You can also modify this position by keeping the left foot near the floor the whole way through. Tapping into the Warrior Three pose, into a loving acknowledgement of your resilience and of your children's resilience. Good. After the next full round, you can pause. Eventually lowering the left foot down and shake everything out. Shaking out any performance anxiety, shaking out any need to do it right or have it look a certain way, and just opening up to what unfolded for you as it did. That sense that it might not look exactly as we'd like it to look, but man, we are doing it. Same thing with this pose. This pose might not look the way we'd like it to look, but man, we're doing it. We're finding our way to make it through this challenge. So sending some energy down through the left leg, letting the arms float up, opening the heart wide in appreciation. Splay the fingers wide. Grounding into the left foot, slide the right foot back. And then maybe let the right leg float up a little bit if that feels okay. You can come forward more fully. If that feels okay, you can move towards parallel. Otherwise, stay more upright with the right big toe near the floor or on the floor the whole time. It's perfectly fine. So we are all finding our own way to make it through the challenge of this time. Good. So lower the arms down, lower the right foot down, take a moment to recenter. And really feel that sense of awe for our children that are making it through this incredibly odd time of learning through a screen without connections with other children and teacher and person. It's amazing. It's amazing that they're making it through this time, and they are. So lifting the right knee, sending the arms back, maybe lifting the right toes forward, standing tall and in awe of our children and their resilience. Good. Bending the knee once again, sending the right leg back. Arms come forward and up. Good. Inhale, lifting the torso, knee comes forward, maybe foot goes forward as the arms go back. And exhale, right leg back, arms forward. And continue at your own slow breathing pace. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Just acknowledging that we are moving through this challenge. That there is this resilience within us that we are tapping into. That our children are moving through this challenge in the best way they can. And there is an incredible resilience and adaptability within them that they are tapping into. And they will be stronger for it. And so will we. Good. After the next full round, you can pause, grounding through the right foot, and then shake everything out, shaking out any expectations or high standards you're putting on yourself, any performance anxiety. And then just opening up to how it unfolded for you on the mat. Just take a moment to pause and integrate with as much compassion as you can cultivate for yourself. This is what it looked like for me today on the mat. And this is what it looks like for me to move through the coronavirus lockdown. This is what it looks like. And maybe bringing hands to the heart. And this too I include. This too I include. And from here, sliding the hands down the belly, sliding the hands down the leg, hinging forward from the hips, bowing down in sweet surrender. Good. And then you can bend the knees, lowering the knees onto the floor. And lifting the torso up with the knees down. And you can curl the toes under for Ustrasana camel pose, bringing the hands onto the low back, palms on the back with the fingertips down. Squeeze elbows towards each other, squeeze shoulder blades towards each other. Engage Mula Bandha, root lock. Draw the muscles of the perineum up and in. Press the pubic bone forward. And then lift the chest, lifting up and out of the low back. You can tuck the chin, especially if you have any neck injuries. Some of you might lift the head up a little bit and then let the head lean back from there, only if that feels okay for your neck. Take a few deep breaths. Some of you will stay here, others might reach hands for the heels, but please don't force that, only if it feels really good to your back. Opening the spacious heart to yourself, And imagine like a sprinkler through the center of your chest and heart, that the loving appreciation is just sprinkling up and around you, showering back down on you. This culture of appreciation from your heart. Take a nice deep breath into the sprinkler heart. Yes, and exhale, come back up. And then bringing the hands onto the floor. Coming onto the hands and knees. And then you can gently round the back. And then lifting the head, neck, and chest. Maybe engaging Mula Bandha root lock here. Drawing the perineum up and in during the in-breath. And then exhale, releasing Mula Bandha on the out-breath. Or vice versa. Inhale, engaging. And continuing at your own slow breathing pace. Inviting the sacred organs into the practice, especially as we celebrate our motherhood. Good. And then feel free to release the rhythmic movement if you'd like to, and begin to move more rhythmically, more organically, moving through hips, elbows, head, neck. And this can feel a little bit intimidating for some people, so if it feels too intimidating, just come back to the rhythmic cat-cow movements. Otherwise, you can close your eyes, not worry about what you look like. Just let the body move you. Let the body lead for a little bit here. And just for a few more moments, just letting the body be the guide. There's no right or wrong. It's just how the body wants to move itself. Good. And then eventually moving into stillness, lowering the buttocks towards the heels, forehead towards the earth, extending the arms forward, really lengthening through the arms. And then from that length, see if the elbows can soften down towards the floor. Sometimes that even offers a little bit more of a stretch to the shoulders. Just relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing the muscles around the shoulders. And just taking this moment to rest and digest. You've been doing so much. You've been working so hard. You've been holding so many demands on you. Just taking this moment to rest and digest. To digest all of these experiences you've been going through. Good. And just see if you might send a message of thanks to your system. Thank you. Thank you for shining so much love on your children. Thank you for all of the good work you've been doing for the family. Thank you. Good. And just notice the effect of that gratitude and appreciation towards yourself. How the system responds to that gratitude. Really acknowledge that too. Take a nice deep breath in. And allow for a long, slow, controlled exhalation. And gently rise, lifting the torso up. Good. Soft face, soft eyes, and bring the legs out in front. We'll move into Janu Sirsasana today, so you can bend the left knee out to the side, left foot into the inner right thigh. And then the hips are forward, facing the right foot. Hands to the right thigh. Inhale, lift the torso up. And then exhale, hinge forward over the right leg. And just allow the hands to slide down the right leg so that we're just journeying here. We're not trying to get to a certain specific place. We're just along for the ride to see where the body would like to rest today. So approaching the pose with curiosity and compassion instead of a high standard or a predetermined outcome. Good, and then just relaxing into the pose. So we can journey with ourselves into a pose in the same way it helps to journey with ourselves in our mothering. And we can move through and be a steward to ourselves as a mother with compassionate curiosity instead of a predetermined way we think we should be. Saying to ourselves along the way, this too I include. This moment of losing patience, this too I include. Accepting ourselves as we are in those moments with a willingness to change and grow. Being able to tap into resources or other people that can embrace us as we are when we make those mistakes is essential. It is essential for our ability to learn and grow from those moments. By trying to beat ourselves out of those experiences tends to create an internal chaos that doesn't allow for learning and growth. So tapping into that compassionate presence. This too I include. This mistake I include. This moment of lack of patience I include is essential. And if we can't do that for ourselves, it's essential we find others who can do that for us. So take a nice deep breath in. Exhale fully, integrating. And then gently rise. Good. And we'll bend the right knee out to the right foot to the left foot, and bring the hands onto the earth back behind us. We're going to rock the hips forward, lifting the chest up. And instead of thinking about pressing the knees down, we're going to press the heels towards each other and press the knees out. So press heels into each other and press the knees out as we rock forward from the pubic bone a little bit. Good. Pressing the heels in, pressing the knees out. Inhale here and exhale fully. You can keep the right knee bent and slide the left leg forward, right foot to the inner left thigh. Hands to the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, just relaxing forward. Journeying. Being curious on this side, it might be very different than the other side. So just tapping into that compassionate curiosity as we steward ourselves into the pose. Journeying with ourselves and our bodies. This too. This position too I include. And then when we can practice responding to ourselves this way as a mother, when we can practice saying, this moment of losing my patience too I include, then we're more able to offer that compassionate sphere of loving energy to our children. Rumi said, the external world is the microcosm. The internal world is the macrocosm. So the practice really does begin in here. If we want to transform the way we are with our children out there, the work is in here. How do I respond to myself when I make a mistake, when I am off track? And if I can begin to recognize the effectiveness of being kind to myself in those moments and being compassionate with myself in those moments, then I can really see how much more effective I am as a mother when I can be compassionate in my limit setting with my children and compassionate in my disciplining of them, that's more effective for helping them learn and grow in the ways I'd like them to. So just take a moment to go inside and see if any of that resonates. It might not, and that's perfectly fine. Just see what resonates and what doesn't. Simmer in what resonates and let go of anything that doesn't resonate with you. Remembering Jack Kornfield's words, the journey is not about perfecting the self. The journey is about deepening compassion for the self. So the journey is not perfecting myself as a mother. The journey is about deepening compassion for myself as a mother. And likewise, the journey is not about perfecting my children. The journey is about deepening compassion for my children. So exhale here. Inhale, lift the torso up. Bring the hands onto the earth back behind us. Bring both legs forward. We're going to rock the pelvic bone forward, bend the knees a little bit, lifting the chest, a little mini back bend, a little counter stretch for all that forward bending. Empowering the heart. Good, and then from here we're going to float the arms up once again, laying the fingers wide, tapping into this culture of appreciation within you, and calling on some support from higher self and higher power that you may tap into an appreciation of yourself more often as a mother. Asking for some support with this, that you can more often pause and appreciate the tremendous work you've been doing. And then lean back a little bit and spread your heart wings wide, your arms wide, and shower some appreciation on the other mothers in our circle. And send little wishes and prayers that they may more often pause and appreciate the tremendous work they're doing in their families. The deep, meaningful work they're doing of giving care and tending to the family. And take a moment to receive this from each other as we slowly lower all the way down, receiving those wishes from each other, slowly lowering all the way down onto the back, and hug the knees into the chest and rock, or be still and either rock with knees to the chest, or you can take hold of the outer edges of the feet in blissful baby pose. Either stillness or moving gently side to side, your choice. Just practice receiving these wishes from the other women in the circle. Good. And closing with our flowing twist, you can bring the knees together to begin. And spread the heart wings wide out to the sides, bending the elbows or arms straight. See what feels right. And inhale here, and exhale, knees to the left, head rolls heavy on the floor to the right. Inhale, knees to chest, head to center. Exhale, knees to the right, head to the left, and continue at your own slow breathing pace. Yeah, and just taking a moment to notice the benefit of this slow, rhythmic movement as you shine loving appreciation on yourself and all that you've been doing as a mother. Good. And after the next full round, you can pause. And feel free to cover yourself with a blanket. Put on some warm clothes or socks if you'd like. preparing for final relaxation. Moving into Shavasana today. So we'll begin with 2 deep breaths. So take a nice deep breath in, scrunching up the face, make fists with the hands, point the toes, lift the arms and legs a little bit. Good. And the second round, stretching. So deep breath in, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, stretching the jaw, open the eyes, play fingers, stretch toes. Good. Close the eyes, close the mouth, and allow the entire body to be deeply, deeply relaxed. And as we practice Shavasana, the ultimate surrender, the ultimate letting go, just allowing ourselves to soften into the space around us, trusting ourselves to be held by Mother Earth as we let go more deeply inside. Very gently invite the awareness back to the breath. And take a deep, rich breath in and slowly exhale. And gently invite the awareness back to the physical body, finding your own way to reawaken, re-inhabit the physical self. And you can gently roll all the way over onto the side. And just pause in a curled up fetal position on the side for a moment's rest. Lovingly beholding yourself. And loving appreciation for all you're doing for your children and your families right now. And loving appreciation of the deep resilience within you. And take a nice deep breath into that resilience and that love. And slowly exhale with a nice sigh. And you can press the hands into the earth and lift the body back up to seated. And taking a moment to place the hands on the heart. Closing the eyes. And once again, as we did in the beginning of the class, just allowing an image of yourself as a mother to your children to come forward into your consciousness. And see if you might take a moment to thank her for her hard work, And just shower her with some love and appreciation. Letting her know that she's not alone, that you're here for her. And you're supporting her through this journey of mothering. And just taking a moment to let her know that you'll always be here for her, and she can call on you whenever she needs you. Bringing this to a close for now. We can just take a moment to bow the head humbly down in honor of the mother within us and the archetype of the loving, good enough mother within us all. Knowing that she needs to be appreciated and she benefits from our appreciation of her. Taking a moment to bow down to the light within you, within each other, and within all beings everywhere. Namaste.